Good morning students. My name is Raju. I have 22 years experience working as a physics lecturer. Today we discuss about motion in a plane. In motion in a plane, main topic is projectile motion. So here in this concept we discuss about how the projectile motion, what is the equation of trajectory and how it related with the vector formation. All these key concepts today we can discuss. Okay. Now, what is about projectile motion? When a body is projected making an angle theta, due to gravity, after t seconds it reaches the ground, is called projectile. When a body is projected making an angle theta, it can be resolved into two components. We cannot find out directly. By that, what happens? It can be resolved into two components. One is horizontal component, nothing but taken as ux. Ux is equal to u cos theta is taken as a horizontal component, and uy is taken as a vertical component, that it will be taken as a u sin theta. When a body is reaches at a maximum height, vertical component velocity becomes 0 and horizontal component velocity only u cos theta. After t seconds, due to gravity, it reaches the ground and the point of B, again it can be resolved into two components. One is u cos theta and u sin theta may be taken as a minus u sin theta. Why? Because of that, here body is projected and reaches at the ground in opposite direction. By that, what we can take? See here, this is the maximum horizontal range and it is vertical height. So here, mainly key points we have to discuss. One is, when a body is moving in along horizontal direction, acceleration becomes 0. This is the main point. That is, see here, mainly along horizontal direction, body moves with uniform velocity, then acceleration becomes 0. This is the main point. And in vertical direction, when a body is projected making an angle theta, the body is moving against the gravity. By that, so A is equal to, in vertical direction, horizontal direction nothing but acceleration is 0. Vertical direction, Ay is taken as minus g. These are the main key points we have to discuss in the projectile motion. Okay students, next, what are the examples of projectile? See, let us, now we assume that when a body is projected, examples are taken as javelin throw. When a body is projected making an angle theta like this, its path is taken as projectile. This is also example of projectile motion. Now another example, so when a ball hit by a bat, its path is a parabolic path. It is also taken as a example of projectile. Okay. Now here its a horizontal direction is remains constant in its path. Vertical direction is varies. So by that, along horizontal direction, acceleration becomes 0. Okay. So these are the examples of projectile motion. Next, another example is, suppose a water is flowing through the pipe making an angle theta. So this is also example of projectile motion. Okay students, now we can discuss about the trajectory of the projectile. How we can discuss about trajectory of the projectile means, here it's a trajectory. Basically, if we show that projectile motion is parabolic, means we can show that y is equal to ax minus bx square. If we show this equation y is equal to ax minus bx square, then we said that it is a parabolic path. Its path is parabolic path. Now we compare the equations here. Generally we discussed in IP intermediate, but in the case of IIT-JEE NEET, objectively we can discuss where we compare the equations A is equal to, here A is equal to tan theta. Here A is equal to tan theta. And B is equal to, B means, compare this equation, B is equal to G by 2u square cos square theta. So these are the very important points here we can discuss. About y is equal to ax minus bx square gives the parabolic equation. So here A is equal to tan theta and B is equal to G by 2u square cos square theta. These values are already discussed in intermediate level. So, but in the case of objective level, so directly we can discuss, so that is y is equal to x minus bx square. Here we can also write x tan theta minus gx square by 2u square, 1 by cos square theta becomes secant square theta we can also write, and we can also write y is equal to x tan theta minus gx square by 2u square into 1 plus tan square theta, nothing but secant square theta can also written as 1 plus tan square theta. So this is about equation of trajectories. Now we discussed in terms of A and B, equation of trajectory, how we can write in terms of trajectory, how we can write equations A and B. Now let us discuss. Okay students, here this is horizontal component u cos theta, vertical component u sin theta, nothing but we know that what is the formula for maximum height. Maximum height means h is equal to, generally in the case of projectile, h is equal to u square sin square theta by 2g, and range formula is r is equal to u square sin 2 theta by g. These are the basic formulas in case of maximum height and range. Suppose we know the trajectory equation y is equal to ax minus bx square. Trajectory equation y is equal to ax minus bx square. Simply we can find out in terms of maximum height, h is equal to, if we solve the equations where a is equal to, already we know before we discussed, a is equal to tan theta and b is equal to g by 2u square cos square theta. See here, let us now by these values substitute in the equation, h is equal to a square by 4b. If we formate this equation, we can simply, we are getting that h is equal to u square sin square theta by 2g. So by that, where a is equal to a square by 4b, a value and b value is substitute in these equations, then what happened? We can get u square sin square theta by 2g. Here what happens? A is equal to tan square theta by 4 into b means g by 2u square cos square theta, substitute in this equation. Simply we can solve this. Easily we can get h is equal to u square sin square theta by 2g. At the same time range formula r is equal to a by b. So this is also one formula in IIT-JEE and mains NEET. So we can derive these formulas, that is r is equal to a by b. This value where a is the tan theta and b is equal to g by 2u square cos square theta, substitute in this equation, we can easily get r is equal to u square sin square 2 theta by g. Then we can solve the equations easily in the case of maximum height and range. So finally we can get h is equal to a square by 4b and r is equal to a by b. These are the formulas where solve the equations, very easy method. Now next formation, suppose, see how the question in IIT mains and NEET, they are given like this. Suppose the trajectory equation y is equal to 20x minus 25x square. Y is equal to 20x minus 25x square. where y is equal to 20x minus 25x square. The question is given, find the maximum height and range. So already we know that, so maximum height formula is h is equal to a square by 4b and range r is equal to a by b. Already we know the formulas. Okay, by that simply we can solve the question by using these formulas. Otherwise very typical to solve the problem. So by that we can learn these values in terms of maximum height and range in terms of a and b. Say here where a is equal to, we know already equation, y is equal to ax minus bx square, where a is equal to 20 and b is equal to 25. Now substitute these values in this equation, we can identify easily answer. That is h is equal to, a means nothing but 20 whole square by 4 into b, 4 into 25. So simply we can write 20 whole square nothing but 400 by 4 into 25. So nearly 25 area is equal to 2 meters. 4 2 is 8, 2 meters. This is the maximum height of the projectile. So this is very important formulas for maximum height and range in terms of a and b. Now range r is equal to a by b, and a by b means a value already we know 20 by 25. Okay, 5 4s are, okay, 5 5s are 25. So finally we are getting 4 by 5 nothing but 0.8 meters. So this is the way to solve the problems, and suppose the given question is like this. Okay, now next topic we discussed. Now we discuss about that. Next point is velocity of form of oblique projectile. Suppose in the case of projectile, we can discuss in terms of vector manner. How we can write the vector manner? So last we discussed about in terms of a and b, maximum height and range, we can solve the problems easily. At the same time, now how we can solve the problems in terms of vector manner? See here, in vector manner already we know when body is projected making an angle theta, what we can get? That is, this is horizontal component nothing but Vx. This is vertical component nothing but Vy. Already we know. Okay, after velocity of vector after t second means, generally we have 4 equations of motions. One is v is equal to u plus at, s is equal to ut plus half at square, v square minus u square is equal to 2as. These are the main basic equations. So in the equations of motions, we have to substitute in the equations in the projectile. See here, already we discussed along horizontal direction, acceleration becomes 0, then v is equal to u plus at. We can use this first equation, v is equal to u plus at, where along horizontal direction, vx is equal to what we can write? U cos theta plus 0. Vx is equal to u cos theta plus at, that is 0. Vx is equal to u cos theta, that is I component, I cap, that is Vx is equal to nothing but u cos theta into I cap. So generally what happened, what we can write? V bar is equal to Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. But we know that by using after t seconds means we can write v is equal to u plus at, time t, because of that acceleration becomes 0. Vx is equal to u cos theta. And what is about Vy? Vy nothing but same we can substitute v is equal to u plus at. Okay, Vy is equal to, here in terms of Vy nothing but u is equal to u sin theta. U sin theta minus gt into j cap. Vy nothing but Uy is equal to u sin theta minus gt. That is, simply finally we can write, okay, Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. Okay, students, here listen one thing. Along horizontal direction u cos theta and vertical direction is Vy is equal to u sin theta minus gt. Already we discussed. Horizontal component acceleration becomes 0. Vertical component, that is a is equal to minus g. Substitute these values in this equation. This is the manner to find out the velocity of the vector. That is v bar is equal to, finally what we can write? Vx is equal to u cos theta I plus u sin theta minus gt into j cap. This is the way to find out the vector components, vector form in the oblique projectile. We can also find out the magnitude of the velocity of the vector also. Magnitude means what we can find out? Magnitude of v bar is equal to root over. We can write u square cos square theta plus u sin theta minus gt whole square. So this is the way to find out the velocity of vector after t seconds. Okay, this is x component is u cos theta, y component is u sin theta minus gt. Substitute these values in this equation, we can easily identify. This is about velocity of vector after t seconds. Suppose the question is asking position of vector after t seconds means. So general equation of motions, we remember that first term and last term. Suppose velocity and time is given, we can use v is equal to u plus at. Displacement and time, here the displacement and time is given. By that which formula we are using? Which formula we are using? When the position vector and time is given, then we can use s is equal to ut plus half at square. S is equal to ut plus half at square. You remember that is first term and last term, position and time. So then we can use s is equal to ut plus half at square. Simply we can find out s bar is equal to sx I cap plus sy j cap. See, along x-axis sx is equal to u is nothing but u cos theta into t. Acceleration becomes 0 plus 0. Finally, we are getting only sx is equal to u cos theta into t. And y component sy is equal to, what we can write? Sy is equal to u sin theta t minus half into gt square. Already we learned that a is equal to, along y axis a is equal to minus g. So by that finally we can write sy is equal to u sin theta t minus half gt square. This is the way to find out vector manner along x-axis and y-axis. Now substitute these values in this equation, we can find out the velocity display position vector after t seconds. S bar is equal to, simply we can write u cos theta into t I cap plus, what we can write sy, at the place of sy we can write u sin theta t minus half gt square into j cap. This is the answer for position vector after t seconds. Okay, if we have to find out the magnitude of position vector means, simply we can write square root of magnitude of two vectors means, by using parallelogram law of vector, p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. Cos theta, here I component and j component are mutually perpendicular. Theta is equal to 90. It will become 0. Finally, what we can write? U cos theta into t whole square plus u sin theta t minus half gt square whole square. So this is the way to find out the magnitude of position of vector. So this is the way to apply the vector manner equations of motion in the projectile. So generally in IIT and mains NEET, what happens? They are given 2-3 more concepts, including concepts are given. By that it is very typical to solve the problems. Whenever we practice like this, so then we can easily solve the problems. So this is the way to find out the velocity of vector after t second, after position vector after t second. Okay students, next. Next, last thing, we can remember that suppose in this projectile, when a body is projected making an angle theta, the question is asking like this, what is the change in momentum? What is the change in momentum along x-axis? See, this is the first point we have to discuss. Suppose a body is projected like this. Already we can discuss about in a vector manner. When a body is projected making an angle theta, what is the change in momentum? Means delta P is equal to P final. Change in momentum means P final minus P initial. P is nothing but delta P is equal to mv final minus mv initial. mv final minus mv initial. Okay. Now here already we know along horizontal direction, first we discussed a point. Along horizontal direction, velocity remains constant, so that acceleration becomes 0. Now we can write along horizontal direction, delta P is equal to final velocity is same, initial velocity is also same. So by that mu cos theta I cap minus vi means same mu cos theta I cap. Nothing but mu cos theta and mu cos theta become cancel, minus, by that it will become 0. So change in momentum along x-axis in the case of projectile is 0. Now what is the change in momentum along y-axis? Now we can discuss same thing. Here along y-axis means here the projected body, that is u sin theta at the point of projection. When it reaches the ground, what happened? Here the projectile is u minus u sin theta, and this is u cos theta is same. U cos theta is same, initial point and final point. But in the case of reaching the ground, so body is reaching opposite to the direction of the velocity. So by that, so it will becomes minus u sin theta. This is initial u sin theta. Then delta P is equal to P final is minus, that is mv final mu cos sin theta minus mu sin theta final P final, and initial is minus mu sin theta. Finally, what is the answer? Means delta P is equal to change in momentum minus mu sin theta nothing but minus 2 mu sin theta. See, simply we can ask vertical component, by this we can write also j component. This is also j component. So final answer is minus 2 mu sin theta j cap. This is the change in momentum along y-axis. If we write magnitude of the change in momentum means delta P is equal to minus 2 mu sin theta. So here negative sign indicates opposite to the direction of motion of the body. The body reaches opposite to the direction of the projected body. So this is about change in momentum along x-axis and y-axis. Along x-axis is 0, y-axis is minus 2 mu sin theta. By using this formula, we can easily solve the problem. Okay, suppose making an angle 40 degrees. What is the change in momentum? We have to substitute angle here. Easily we can find the answer. So this is about change in momentum along x-axis and y-axis. Okay, students, next. So 2015 model in IIT-JEE, one question is given like this. A projectile is given an initial velocity I bar plus I cap plus 2j cap meters per second, where I is along the ground and j cap is along the vertical and g is 10 meters per second. The equation of trajectory is in IIT-JEE given this question. How we solve the problem? Let us see. Okay, this is initial velocity of the vector is given. Okay, initial velocity of the vector is given. Then what happened? Then v bar is equal to, generally we know, So according to this question, how we can solve? That is V bar is equal to I plus 2j. Generally we can write the vector form V bar is equal to Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. We know that. Then Vx is equal to, from this compare these two equations. Compare these two equations. Vx nothing but 1 and Vy nothing but 2. Okay, you have to write like this. Vx is equal to 1 and Vy is equal to 2. The answer is given in terms of displacement. So when the answer is given in terms of displacement, here we can use S is equal to ut plus half at square by using this formula. Okay, we can identify easily. So x-axis means, see here, x is equal to, along x-axis we can consider, so x is equal to Vx into I cap, Vx into t, I cap. Okay, and along x-axis acceleration becomes 0. So by that x is equal to, Vx means what we can write? 1 into t. Finally we can write x is equal to t. This is equation 1. Okay, now we can find out along y-axis. So that is, at the place of x we can write y is equal to, okay, Vy into t minus half gt square. Okay students, see here y is equal to, here what happened, Vy is already we know by comparing these equations, Vy is equal to 2 into t minus half, g means value is given already, g is equal to 10 meters per second square. Substitute this, g into 10 into t square. Now 2 5s are 10. Okay, now y is equal to 2 into t minus 5t square. But comparing this equation 1 where x is equal to t, so now substitute this value, t is equal to x means finally what we can write, y is equal to 2x minus 5x square. So this is the final answer. So here the options are given A, B, C, D. So by that the question answer is given by second option. This is the way to find out the solutions in vector manner. So whatever it may be the given in IIT-JEE and so simply you remember that generally in physics there are different formats are there. First we learn these formats, it is very easy to solve the problems, nothing to worry about so physics. Okay, students, bye, thank you very much, all the best.